Malcolm McGee, and he's going to talk to us a little on the history with the U.S. and Cuba. Tell us a little bit of the history between the U.S. and Cuba with foreign policy.
Yeah, well, obviously the history goes back to the Spanish-American War of 1898, and before Cuba is a very close neighbor to the United States.
Okay.
The current history, though, really is a vestige of the Cold War
Okay.
and the Cuban Missile Crisis, where Nikita Khrushchev and John Kennedy tried to one-up each other on the missiles in Turkey and Italy versus missiles in Cuba, and both sides backed down, but the embargo that was left in place, and as a result of that, it has never been taken down.
I think that the travel restrictions recently in place a couple years ago and Cuba being on the terrorist list was actually necessary.
Again, I think that's a vestige of the Cold War. I think that the political tensions between the two countries exacerbated these kinds of policies, but I don't think they were necessary. I think the sooner these restrictions go away, the quicker Cuba and the U.S. can normalize relations.
Okay, and what does this mean going forward for the U.S. and Cuba now?
Well, for Cuba, with a economy of only about 75 billion a year and 11 million people, it does allow business to increase. The Cuban economy could grow as a result of this. For the United States, I think it provides sort of this once forbidden place will be a place a lot of tourists would like to go to. Typically, I think without these restrictions, the U.S. and Cuba would find an awful lot of common ground. We're so close together. There's so many things that we can cooperate on. And the new generation, both in the United States and in Cuba, is not the generation that had the conflict. And so as these people come into power, I think they're going to be more likely to not worry about these past issues.
All right, well, I'd like to thank you, Professor McGee, for doing this interview, and thanks for watching.
All right.